This story time is about how I got suspended my first year of high school. So I had this group of friends. Well, call them Apple, who's a girl, Cake, who's a girl, Avocado, who's a boy, Corn, who's a boy, Peach, who's a boy, Jam, who's a boy. A lot of people, basically. So I had one main friend since elementary school who was Apple, and I used to be at her house all the time in middle school, so we was real close. But her father told us we couldn't hang out anymore because I took the blame for something she did, which is for another story time. So she was bad influence on me, really. And so we used to smoke as in vape in the bathroom and skip class a lot. We always got away with it, but we made friends with Cake. I knew Cake in elementary, but not really in middle, but we wasn't really close but close at the same time. So we skipped with her sometimes, but mainly me. And Apple, we was sort of like partner in crime. So me and Apple got ISS or detention. Most people knows it as that, but on sort of regular basis, we was there passing notes. But she was also in my math class and my lunch, and we always met up in the lunchroom when we got off the bus, because that's what we always do, like a routine. So basically, our routine was early get off bus, go into the lunchroom, wait on each other, walk around or talk or find a spot to skip, or go to the bathroom and smoke before class. And so it was like weekend with school, and we made friends with Corn, who became my boyfriend, who gave me things as in gifts, and bought we stuff a lover boy. And I really love Corn, but I wasn't really mentally good with a lover boy since I've never been with someone who spoils me on a daily basis and buys me stuff. And then me and Apple sorta grew apart since I spent most of my time with Corn or with Avocado, and me and Avocado was friends since middle school. And so Corn was speaking to me one day about quitting smoking and not hanging with Apple really, since she could get me in trouble. But Apple and me already grew apart. She spent most of her time with Cake now. So within a week, me and Cake also got close since she was in my math class, and Apple slowly stopped coming to school really, and me and Corn ends up ending things. It was hard since Corn was in my math class too and sat near me and tried to get back with me, but I wasn't doing okay. Family-wise, and Cake sat near us too, so that was no help. So then I barley spoke or sat with Cake either ways. So I spent time with Avocado and his friend group, and I end up becoming friends with Peach. Now, Peach was in my math class, but we barley spoke and he had a whole girlfriend. It's been like 9 weeks or so in school, and me and Corn been broken up for like 4 or so days. And me and Avocado spoke a lot since he was in my LA class and on my bus. So he tells me how Peach and his girlfriend is having issues because his girlfriend is cheating on him or whatever. I didn't really care, but me and Peach did get close. Then me and Apple started spending time together again, and I knew Avocado and Peach, even Corn, smoke and would give me free stuff. And Apple was like texting me one day saying like,
"Hey girl, can you get Avocado to get you a cart and give it to me so we can skip class?"
I never had any way to communicate with Avocado, so I was just going to tell him the next day if he can get me something to give to Apple. But when we got on the bus, he already had a cart. Like, what a coincidence. So I was like, hey, can I have that so me and Apple can skip? I'll give it back or pay for it. And he was like,
"Yeah, you can have it. You don't need to pay me take it for free."
so I was like, thank you so much. Then he gave me extra. He gave me a vape, like,
"Give the vape back when you can, because that's my last one."
he said. And remind you, we was freshman. He was 14, I was 15. I was older, of course, but still underage, so no way we could get another one unless we pay someone. So my friend wanted to keep it for a few days, and he let me keep it too, so I was very thankful for him. Then Peach started to develop a crush for me, and I knew Avocado also liked me. So it was like, oh, I'm not wanting a relationship by Peach. Still had a whole girlfriend, and I wasn't going to disrespect his girlfriend and get with him. Like, I'm not a side piece. But one day, it's a month into the school year, I stopped being a bus rider. And I became a car rider, and I had family issues still. And I still in my book bag had a Elf Bar, 2 of them, an A-cart, and I was bawling my eyes out half the time, like trying to not cry because my step. Father was screaming at me. I was like, in my head, this is so embarrassing, I can't even. And so I kept my head down, walking into the school, going to the lunchroom, trying to cover the fact I was crying. I saw Cake. And then Apple, and I spoke to them, still sort of crying, they saw, and took me to the counselor office. I was like in the office area doing work on my computer, but I also had my phone, and Apple texted me to meet her in the bathroom. I, of course, went to the bathroom, and she wanted to smoke, so I gave her the cart. She smoked. She was also on the phone with her mom, and I was like, just there. I didn't want to talk really, since I was like done crying, not in the mood. She kept coughing, and I was just listening to her ranting to her mother. Then out the blue, she was throwing up. She felt numb, and we was like, holy fuck. And she was like, she needed help. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm confused on what to, we didn't want to get in trouble, so we are freaking out what to do with the stuff. And so the nurse and staff checks up on her. I'm like, holy crap. Oh God, they call ambulance. They call my stepfather in like, oh God, no, bro. She had almost died or something. She got laced or something. My father comes, they talk, go over cameras. I find out I'm suspended. They say to him everything that happened and that my book bag smelled like gas and that if I smoke roaches, and I'm like, no, I don't. And then they ask me separately, where's the cart? Where's the thing we smoke? And me thinking I'm outsmart them. I say, oh, here it is. I have them, the dead elf bar. They come back moments later like, no, that's not it. They look in my bag and everything, asking where it's at. They saw the other dead elf bar and they was like, we know you're protecting her, but this is for her safety. I'm just like, I don't got it. And finally I just have it to them and just accepted I'm suspended. Few days pass and they call like saying, hey, we don't want her back. She's kicked out for now. She's not even in the school district. She's suspended. She's going to alternative school. They had grounded me and literally kicked my ass because I got kicked out. So I had to wake up very early just to go to a whole other school in a different area where I was from. And it was like hell. So that's how I got kicked out. Oh, and few days being in the alt school, Apple came and was in my first class. And y'all may be asking, what about Jam? What about Jam if y'all aren't? Then, oh, well, I'm say that sorry. Time for the next video. But me and Apple sort of stopped being friends after the whole thing, and don't smoke, kids. Don't get kicked out of school. It ain't fun. It's not worth it at all, and chose your friends carefully.